Right, let's take you to this story now. The leader of the Nazareth Baptist Church is visiting former President Jacob Zuma in eNCA today. Mduduzi Shembe has invited thousands of his congregants to accompany him. Dr. William Kize visited the church leader this past weekend during the 9th Royal Sabbath and Umgidi ceremony in Ngwanongoma. Senior reporter Siphamandla Goge is on that story, and he joins me now live just to give us more details. Sipa, before you and I talk about the significance of a church as big as the Shembe Church going to visit the former president, what did he say if he did speak?
Well, he thanked the thousands of congregants that came with the leader of the Nazareth Baptist Church from Ebuhleni side, that is eNCA Mduduzi Shembe Onyazi Zulu. So he said to them, I thank you for coming here to pay me a visit. This means a lot to me. I appreciate your prayers. I need more of those prayers, especially since I'm facing legal battles. So he spoke about his ongoing fraud and corruption trial that is at the High Court in Pietermaritzburg, saying it's been going on for almost 20 years now, but he maintains his innocence, basically pleading with thousands of congregants to continue praying for him, saying that maybe one day their prayers will yield positive results. He will be able to be a free man because he has gone through a lot. He continues to go through a lot. Those were his words when he addressed the congregants and the leader of the Nazareth Baptist Church. Let's take a listen to what he said.
Nazareth ikakhulukazi ngoba ngibhekene nezinkinga ezimpica badala. Akekho umuntu lapha osake waba necala elilodwa kuze kuhlangana amashumi amabili eminyaka lingapheli. Kuthiwe liyaphela kodwa lingapheli. Akekho umuntu omuhle ngenhliziyo nonothando kodwa ungcolisa igama lakhe iminyaka ngeminyaka, imsakazo ikhulume ngayo, imethuka ithunyiwe abathile bakhuluma izinto okungekho nobufakazi obuncane nje obutholakalayo.
And I wonder if he spoke about that ruling in terms of his parole that was granted, his medical parole that was granted by the former Commissioner of the Correctional Services, Arthur Fraser. But of course, we don't want to be too political when it comes to this. But Sipa, speak to me about the significance of a church as big as the Shembe Church, visiting the president or inviting the president or visiting him at his eNCA home, the same church that also at some point invited Dr. William Kize. Could we read anything political into this as we head to the elective conference?
Before I answer that, let me say that I did not hear the former president speaking about his medical parole. It's a matter that is before the courts. The commissioner of the Department of Correctional Services has said that he intends to appeal that ruling by the Supreme Court of Appeal. Let me tell you that privately, I assume it's something they will talk about with the leader of the Nazareth Baptist Church. As I'm doing this live interview with you, the former president is inside his homestead meeting with the leader of the Nazareth Baptist Church. Based on what I overheard, a very brief conversation between the two of them when they were still out here in the arena. They spoke about socio-economic challenges that are facing South Africa. But inside, I assume that they will go at length to talk about other issues that they were unable to talk about publicly. And I assume that the issue of the medical parole of the former president, the legal challenges that he's facing, will feature strongly when they have those private engagements which are underway inside there. It's significant that one of the biggest churches in Africa is visiting the former president. As Bongamkize will show you what is happening here. Outside, thousands of Shembe congregants are waiting for their leader and former President Jacob Zuma to emerge out of those private discussions inside. But the significance of it all is that you have the leader of one of the biggest churches in Africa with a membership of more than 6 million across the continent. In South Africa alone, here in eNCA, there are thousands of people that are accompanying him to see the former president. It's significant because all ANC leaders in the past, including former president, the late Nelson Mandela, visited the Shembe Church. Of course, at that time, the leader was Uvimbeni Uthingolweng-Nkosazana. At the time, Inkosi Mduduzi was not the leader of the church. President Cyril Ramaphosa of the ANC in 2017, ahead of Nazareth conference, visited the very same leader of the church, Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, Ace Mahashule, Lindewe Sisulu, Dr. Zweli Mkhize. All of them have visited the leader of the Nazareth Baptist Church. As recently as last weekend, Dr. Zweli Mkhize was at eNCA Royal Palace in Nongoma, where the leader of the church had visited the Mazulu king to go and celebrate with the king after the handover ceremony of the certificate of recognition. So the church has always hosted ANC leaders in the past, and in the future it will continue to do so because it has got strong historical ties with the ANC, in a sense that former leaders, including I think the president of the ANC at the time, John Langalbalele Dube, also had strong ties and links with the church. I think there is some movement on the other side. I think the meeting between the leader of the Nazareth Baptist Church and former President Jacob Zuma is over. We will walk towards the other side. Please bear with us as we try to navigate around the congregants here, thousands of them. I see a motorcade which I'm convinced belongs to the leader of the Nazareth Baptist Church. As you see these congregants running, going towards where he will be dropped off, and indeed that is the leader of the Nazareth Baptist Church, Inkosi Mduduzi Shembe Unyazilwezulu. After meeting with former President Jacob Zuma, he is coming back here to continue, and he will talk with his congregants, whom he invited, by the way, to come and accompany him as he visits former President Jacob Zuma. Earlier on, I spoke to the chairperson of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, Siboniso Duma, who is also present here together with the deputy provincial chairperson of the party, and that is Nomagugu Simelane. They are the top leaders of the ANC who have come here to show support to this gathering and also to show support to former President Jacob Zuma. Yes, indeed, I can confirm that Unyazilwezulu is back after having a private meeting with former President Jacob Zuma. He will now go to his holding room, and after that we expect that he will address. There you see him, as Bonga Mkhize is showing you. So the meeting is over. The leader of the Nazareth Baptist Church is back here to address these thousands of congregants. But let's take a listen to what Siboniso Duma, the provincial chairperson of the ANC, said about today's meeting and visit.
Visited already. I think this is the fourth session today with Inkosi, with Unyazi. So I think there is that collegiality around now, and they are happy that we are back working close with them. But we must also remember that amongst in our PC, 7 comrades are part and parcel of the church. So it becomes natural that as we go back to them, let us also revitalize the program. I'm sure you'll see that in January, they will be part and parcel of the delegation that will be going towards Entabeni as well.